Good morning, students. In continuation with the chapter Problem of Deficient Demand and Excess Demand, today in this session I am going to explain you the measures to correct this problem of excess demand and deficient demand. Well, children, you know very well, to bring this stability within the economy, it is very important to correct the situation of excess demand and deficient demand. But the question arises, who does it? So the answer is government does it through its revenue expenditure policy known as fiscal policy, and on the other hand the central bank or the RBI does it by controlling the credit creation policy of the commercial bank by means of its monetary policy. So let us understand how these policies are used to reduce the problem or to control the problem of inflationary gap, that is excess demand, and deflationary gap, that is deficient demand. So as you all can see, there are two measures. One is fiscal measure, another one is a monetary measure. So to begin with the first one, that is fiscal policy. Children, fiscal policy, it refers to the revenue and expenditure policy of the government, and it is also known by the name of budgetary policy of the government. Now it basically focuses on the stability within the economy by correcting the situation of inflationary gap and deflationary gap. So to begin with, the first component of fiscal policy is the government expenditure. Now let's see what government do to correct this situation. So government comes up with the various types of expenditure. If you all can see, the first one is expenditure on public works program such as construction of roads, dams and bridges. Then expenditure on education and public welfare program. Then expenditure on the defense of the country and the maintenance of law and order. And then expenditure on various types of subsidies to the producer with a view to encourage production. Now, while doing all these expenditure, let's see how government tries to control the situation of excess demand or deficient demand in the economy. Now, children, when there is an excess demand, the government expenditure is reduced, and when there is a deficient demand, government increases the expenditure. That means that during the time of, let's say, the deficient demand, the government increases the expenditure, and by doing this, it releases the liquidity so that the deflation could be controlled. And likewise, when there is an excess demand, the government expenditure acts like withdrawal from the circular flow of income. It means it soaks the liquidity so that the inflation could be controlled. Now the next instrument of this fiscal policy is the taxes. You children, you people know very well that taxes are compulsory payment made to the government by the household. So by increasing the tax burden on the household, the government reduces their disposable income. So when the taxes are increased, so people do not have more of the income, so they could not increase the AD. So AD is reduced or excess demand is managed. On the other hand, by lowering the tax burden, the government increases the disposable income of the household. So accordingly, the people are able to raise the AD and deficient demand is managed. The next instrument is public borrowing or public debt. Now children, by borrowing from the public, the government creates public debt. It means in a situation of a deficient demand, when AD is increased, the government reduces its borrowing from the public so that the people are left with more of the liquidity, means more of the cash, and they could generate AD. And on the other hand, when there is a situation of excess demand, then what the government do? The government steps up for public borrowing by offering them a very attractive rate of interest, which makes the people to keep their money with the government. So this reduces the liquidity with the people, so their cash in their hand is reduced, and accordingly the problem of excess demand is managed. Then the last one under fiscal policy is the borrowing from RBI or the central bank. Now children, borrowing by the government from RBI is a very important, let's say, an instrument of fiscal policy. At the time of deflation or a deflationary gap, this borrowing is increased. It is increased so that the deflation gap could be controlled and reduced at the time of inflationary gap. Means higher borrowing releases liquidity in the economy. Means more of the money will be there in the economy and AD could be generated and deflation could be corrected. On the other hand, when borrowing is reduced, the amount of liquidity in the economy is also reduced as desired to correct the excess demand or the inflationary gap. So children, these are the measures of correcting the excess and the deficient demand by means of the fiscal policy. The next is a monetary policy. When we talk about a monetary policy, it's an instrument of the RBI, and RBI adopts various measures to control inflation and deflation in the economy, and by means of controlling the credit supply of money in the economy. So RBI uses its monetary policy in a different way. Means there are different applications for controlling the excess demand and the deficient demand. So first we are going to talk about the situation how to correct the excess demand, and let's see what are the application of monetary instrument to correct this excess demand. So the very first one is the bank rate and repo rate. During the time of excess demand, the bank rate and repo rate are being raised by RBI. So what happens when it is been raised? The market rate of interest is raised. So what happened? The cost of borrowing rises. It lowers the demand for credit. That means the commercial bank are not able to create more of the credit. So they have to cut in consumption and investment expenditure in the economy. So due to cut in AD, the desired curb the excess demand or inflationary gap is been corrected. Then we have a reverse repo rate. It has been raised by the RBI. When it has been raised, then it induces the commercial bank to park their surplus with RBI. When commercial bank keep their surplus with RBI, so they have been left with lesser of the funds. So they are not able to create more of the credit, and that reduces or curbs the excess demand. Next is pursuing the policy of open market operation. Means during that at the time of excess demand, securities are sold by the RBI to soak liquidity. And accordingly, what happens? The cash reserve of the commercial bank had been reduced, so the credit creation capacity is also reduced. That shrinks the AD. Then CRR is raised to lower the credit creation capacity of the commercial bank. When more of the CRR, cash reserve ratio, the commercial bank has to keep, so accordingly the credit creation reduces and accordingly excess demand is corrected. SLR, that is statutory liquidity ratio, is also raised by the RBI. It gives a warning signal to the commercial bank to maintain a healthy cash reserve with themselves. So due to which the commercial bank is left with less of the liquidity and they are not able to create more of the credit. So supply of credit is reduced and AD is lowered, excess demand is corrected. Margin requirement, another very important instrument. Now this kind of instrument is used to restrict the availability of credit at the time of excess demand. So AD is reduced and excess demand is corrected. Moral pressure is exerted by the RBI on the commercial bank to be selective and strict in lending their money, that is credit. So when AD needs to be curbed or correct, so what happens? The RBI pressurize the commercial bank to be selective in lending the loan so that the excess demand could be corrected. Credit rationing is introduced, prescribing that credit limits for different sectors of the economy. Now at the time of the inflation or excess demand, this restricts the availability of credit and AD is lowered and excess demand is corrected. Means they have to be selected by providing the loan to the people. So these are the various monetary instruments for correcting the excess demand. Let's see what are the various other instruments for correcting the deficient demand. Now in a situation deficient demand, AD needs to be raised. That means the RBI needs to pursue a cheap money policy. So what the RBI does? Under RBI, the very first one is bank rate and repo rate are lowered. Now this time the bank rate and repo rate are lowered and accordingly the cost of credit is reduced. So which makes the liquidity available for the people. The credit is increased. Reverse repo rate is lowered. Now reverse repo rate is lowered, so the commercial bank do not park their money with the RBI and they are left with more of the income, more of the money, and that prompt them to use their money or their fund to create more of the credit, which increases the liquidity within the people. Then securities are purchased to inject liquidity into the system. Now during this time, the banks are left with more cash for the creation of credit, because the securities are being purchased, or banks get more of the money. So they create more credit, so more of the money in the hands of the people, and that increases the AD. SLR is also low. When SLR is low, that enhances the credit creation capacity of the commercial bank, and the commercial bank is left with more of the money to create credit, and that helps the people to left with more of the disposable income. So they create more of the AD. Margin requirement is lowered to raise the ability of credit. Now this is the time when RBI reduces the margin requirement. So what happens? The people approaches to the commercial bank for the loan, and that makes more of the money available with the people to generate AD. So the deficient demand is corrected. Then moral pressure is built on commercial bank to be liberal in lending. Now RBI induces the commercial bank that while lending the loan, they should be more of the liberal, so that more people can get the credit. When more people will get the credit, means more of the liquidity in the hands of the people, that will reduce the problem or correct the problem of excess demand, as these people will generate more of the AD. Then credit rationing, if already in force, is withdrawn to enhance the ability of credit. If government, let's say the RBI has already put the credit rationing during this time of the deficient demand, what they do, they withdraw. And when they withdraw, that enhances the availability of credit with the people. So children, these are the ways through which RBI makes every effort to increase the supply of credit and decrease the cost of credit. And accordingly, AD is raised and deficient of demand is curbed. So these are various monetary policies or monetary measures which have been adopted by the RBI to correct the problem of excess demand or deficient demand. Thank you. Good morning, students.